Hello everyone, in this video we'll be talking about the C augmented triad on the top three strings and a little bit about the theory behind inversions and augmented chord construction, and then we'll do a little bit with improvisation and ear training using the inversions. So the first thing we should talk about is the construction of an augmented triad. Now I like to show people on one string because it's a little easier to see the way that it's laid out. If I play the note C, I go up 4 frets to E and 4 more frets to G sharp. I'm playing on the second string, 1st fret, 5th fret, and 9th fret. We can see that C and E are separated by 4 frets, as are E and G sharp. Now this gives us, if we play it on 3 strings, C, E, G sharp, gives us an augmented triad. Now, that's the basic root position triad. If I want to make an inversion, I have to finger it in such a way that the 3rd or the 5th becomes the lowest note. That's the definition of an inversion. So here's a root position. This is first inversion because we've got E, G sharp, and C. E in the lowest voice gives us that inverted construction. Then we've got second inversion, G sharp, C, and E. These happen to be all the same shape because augmented triads invert symmetrically. Now if you look on the diagram, you'll see that I have G sharp, C, E down here as well, another second inversion voicing, and I've included that just because I want to include everything that is available on the top 3 strings. So that's a little bit about the construction and the forms themselves. What I want to do next is just improvise a little bit. I've got a note C on my loop pedal here. And against this root C, I'm going to do a little bit of weaving around through these chord shapes. So take a listen. First I'll play just up each arpeggio. Maybe I'll come back down like this. Another thing we can do is create a little bit more contour by playing skipping strings. So say 3rd string, 1st string, 2nd string like this. And one more technique you might explore is playing some patterns with the chord forms, but just on 2 strings, so they end up being a little bit more melodic. I'll show you what I mean. If I play on just the 3rd and 2nd string, I could do something like this. It requires some stretches. All of the notes, again, are 4 frets away, so... Or if I played on just the top 2 strings, same kind of idea. You'll notice that I'm getting unisons. So in other words, I'll have an E on the 2nd string and then I'll have an E on the 1st string, just like when we tune the guitar. And so it's a little bit peculiar. The sound is interesting. Now there's one other possibility, of course. I could play 3rd string, 1st string, which gives a little bit more of a sense of a dialogue because the voices are separated in register. So something like this might be interesting, like G sharp, C, E, G sharp, C, E, G sharp, C, E, G sharp, C, E. So that's the basic idea, being aware of the construction of the triad, knowing the chord forms, and then exploring some melodies and possibilities with arpeggios and things just to get the ear trained well for this particular harmony. In the next section, we'll move on to string set 4-3-2.